I should have quite a bit left in here. These stations are too expensive. I'm going to go to something a little cheaper down that way. Hell, it's only 16 miles. What do you think? Should I push it? Push my luck? I think I'm gonna. I'm just gonna ride it home. It just kind of leaned out for a second there. I'm gonna have to be real careful here. Yep, just ran out of gas. That sucks. Crap. Well, it's always an adventure. All right, everybody. Welcome to my rainy Wednesday morning. It's going to be a soggy commute today. We've got thunderstorms that have been rolling through the area most of the day yesterday, early in the day at least, and then it kind of calmed down toward late afternoon, and then all through the night we've been getting rained on. And today it looks like we've got an 80% chance of continued showers and thunderstorms, so yeah, good stuff, man. I'm wearing my Smurf suit today. Probably can't see the whole thing. My Minions suit. Yellow. Look like a minion. Big head with a astronaut helmet on, and wet, humid hands that I can't get my fingers through the gloves. Oh goodness. Yeah, this is gonna suck. The liners of these, I'm just gonna go past the waterproof liner. Every now and then the waterproof liner gets pulled out with your hands when your hands are wet, and then the fingers don't line up properly, and you fight and fight and fight. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. The fingers are collapsed, and my hands are sticky, so I can't get in there. There we go. The fun of moto commuting in the rain. Okay, good stuff. I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work out with the Hunter on these tires. In fact, this hand is goofy, so I'm just going to go under the liner and let my palm get wet. I don't care. I would wear my other gloves, the Olympias that I normally have, but oh man, this humidity and the wet gloves suck. Gotta work to get in these things, man. I would wear the Olympias, but when they get wet, they have a tendency to turn their hands black. They transfer all the dye from the leather into your hands. Sucks. Anywho, I'm on the road. Gonna get wet and soggy today. And I'm definitely taking it easy on these tires until I know how they perform in the wet. I've gone over some wet patches on the road over the last month. Not rain, but like sprinkler runoff. And I've noticed that the tires are a little greasy feeling. Pretty slickery. My Michelin Road 6 front tire arrived at Cycle Gear yesterday, but I haven't gone over there to pick it up yet. Obviously, I gotta pull the front wheel. I'll just take the wheel over there, have them mount it while I'm at it. So at least for the next 3 weeks, I'll be running a mixed set of tires when I do that, because the rear is still on order. So it's going to be another few weeks before that shows up. They're back ordered through October 24th, I think is what the estimate is. So end of the month, I'll have better shoes on here that I'm not so trepidatious about commuting in the rain. And these tires might turn out to be okay. I don't know. I've heard bad things about them, and I've felt them squirm a couple times when I don't think they should have, so it makes me a little cautious. Yeah, like right there, just going over those stripes. That was slick. I felt the front tire kind of skitter over the little stripe on the pavement. Anywho, I've got to go all the way into the Heights area this morning to a client office and pick up a check, and then from there on to another client and get my other scheduled appointment going. So it'll be a full day for me. That's good. I need those full days. Stay productive instead of sitting around. Oh, I need to get fuel. No, that's all right. I'll leave it. I've got 2 bars. I've noticed that the fuel gauge, occasionally when I start it in the mornings, it's very low, and it'll be, it's like 1 or 2 bars below this, even when it's on the center stand, which is strange. I can understand it if it were leaned over on the side stand, and that skews the level. But anyway, whenever it starts flashing, there's still a gallon in the tank. So it gives you plenty of reserve, and this thing getting 80 plus miles to the gallon, that's a good long reserve for you to plan a stop or find a place to refuel somewhere. So I've mentioned it in a couple of videos, but I haven't really made formal announcement of it. I'll just try to do another mention here, and then maybe I'll do an expose on the new channel, the Quasi Raw channel. If you guys haven't checked out my secondary channel, Quasi Raw, one word, go check that out. I throw other content over there that's less edited, some of it not edited, just raw, off the camera kind of stuff. And the reason I'm thinking about that this morning is this first ride video on the, see, there it is, now it's flashing. The first ride video on the Hunter coming home, I put the edited version on this channel, which was an hour long, and the unedited version, lower quality, it's 1080p. I didn't encode it at higher resolution because it takes so much time. It's 4 hours long, and over there on that channel, that video has gotten over 110,000 views as of this morning. That's just crazy. It's insane. The main video on this channel has only received, like, I don't know, 11,000 views or something like that. So it's almost 10 times more views over on that Raw channel. It's bizarre. And most of the traffic is coming from India and a couple of other places. I think it might have gotten picked up in a vlog or something over there, so it's getting a lot of exposure. It's pretty crazy, though. That channel is still in its infancy. It's only 450, 460 subscribers or something like that. I don't even know. It'll take it a while to be monetized, and the content that I put over there is not necessarily advertiser friendly, so I probably won't turn on monetization for a lot of those videos. YouTube is going to put ads in there anyway. I just don't receive any compensation for that, but those are just raw feeds, and I'll rely on the kindness of the viewers to donate or subscribe or whatever if they feel they want to. I put, what's the right way to say it? I put a little less effort into those because there's not as much editing and cutting and prettying up of the content. I just let it go. Put it out there, and bruises and bumps and warts and problems and curse words and 4-letter F-bombs and man. I like these held air and dry with the built-in windshield wiper right here on the finger. It's great. You can always wipe your visor off with regular gloves, but it smears. It doesn't really clear it. With this little neoprene wiper on here, it does a good job. I like this custom seat. It's narrower at the front, and it just feels better for running around town. I have noticed, I think I mentioned it in my previous vlog, I have noticed that it's putting a little bit more weight on my sit bones for long rides, so I might switch over to the original seat for my tours and long highway cruising and stuff like that. But around town, it's a slightly lowered seat height, or at least a lowered feel, and it's narrower at the front, so it's easy to get down to the ground. The Hunter is pretty low and approachable anyway. It's got a 31.5 inch seat or something like that, but it doesn't feel like it's even that high. It feels closer to 30 inches or whatever, and now with this lower seat on it, it's even more approachable. Yeah, weather's looking better over here. That's good. I got my toll tag, or at least I enrolled, put the new plate in. My plate arrived yesterday, so I installed that and registered this plate and ordered my toll tag, so now I can run the HOVs without worrying about racking up fines. I mentioned in my previous vlog about Auto Engina out of India. I was trying to get Crash Guard and some other stuff from them, and I've been unable to coordinate with them on the shipping to the USA. Anyway, I sent another message to them yesterday on WhatsApp, and they replied back saying that their international shipper carrier that they coordinate with has been on vacation, or not working or whatever, because of holidays going on in India. I didn't know there were I don't know their holiday schedule over there. So anyway, hopefully they can reply back again in the next few days or week or whatever with an updated estimate on the shipping and how that might work, how long it might take. I really would like to put the engine guard on here so I can put a small set of Denali driving lights on the front and the flip down highway pegs, just to be able to put my legs out there for longer highway trips. But that's probably at least a month away at this point, and I'll be doing a road trip sooner than that, I'm sure. It's all right, I'll survive it. I made 10,000 miles around the country on a Super Cub with no highway pegs. Just nailed in the toilet seat position. No moving the legs, no adjusting, nothing. Just sit there. Good luck. Nice and sunny over here. The roads are even dry, so it hasn't been raining over here for a while. Katy's been pretty sopping wet all night, all morning. In fact, right as I was about to leave the house, I had my thinner rain suit, the two-piece that I was getting ready to toss on, or at least throw inside my jacket here and not even wear it. But right as I was sitting down to put my boots on, it started pouring rain there in Katy. I was like, all right, fine. I get the hint. I'll just go get the real rain suit. If I'm going out into it knowing what it's already doing, then yeah, I wear the heavier duty, more appropriate gear for that. I usually carry one of two different lightweight rain suits with me for the emergency roadside stops where you gotta quickly don some rain gear because there's an unexpected rain shower or whatever. The ones that I use just as very lightweight emergencies are the Frog Talks. They're okay, they're very thin and packable. They smash down to almost nothing, and I'm trying to think about what size they are. They'd be about the size of like a bank cash bag, those canvas zip bags. That they would fit in something like that. Not real thick, not real big. So they're great for towability, but they're not very durable. You use them, even 30 or 45 minutes on the highway at highway speeds like this, and they're gonna flap and destroy themselves. Just little micro tears all over the place, and then water starts getting in. So they're not. Oh, look at this guy! He just drove right through the barriers, rolled right over him. What the hell are you doing, dude? This one is I want to say a Nelson rig. The tags are covered up by the gloves right now, but Nelson rig Storm Rider, I think is what this one is. No, the Nelson rig is the two-piece. I forget what this one. This is a Tourmaster. That's what this is. This is a Tourmaster one-piece. It's a little bit of a juggle to get yourself into it. You gotta kind of squirm around and do the chicken dance to get into it sometimes, especially if you've got a jacket on that has large shoulder and elbow pads in it. It's a little tight to get in and out of, but it's pretty much leak-free. I haven't had any problems with leaks on this one. The Nelson Rig Storm Rider two-piece that I carry is more of a dedicated rain suit. It's easier to get in and out of, obviously, because it's two pieces, but the crotch in it tends to leak. You get soggy balls in there. I don't know why or where the leaks are, because it doesn't look like it's got any holes in it. I guess it's just the stitching. So it has a tendency to leak, and as long as I don't have somewhere to go, like a client site or whatever, I don't really mind about getting wet. But when your entire crotch, including your butt, is soaked from sitting in a little pool of water, and you try to go into a professional setting, it doesn't look ideal. Yeah, go speeding right by the cop, doesn't he? Ruh-roh. Bunch of stuff up here. It's not in my lanes, that's okay. Yep, got a big accident, closing the highway. People forget how to drive when it rains here in Houston, which I just don't understand because, we live in the Gulf Coast. It usually rains a lot down here, but it hasn't rained in a while, and I guess people are just out of practice. Wham, wham, wham. Yep, triple. Tailgating, following too closely, speeding. 3 very common, pervasive driving habits in Houston. Man, these tires don't like groove pavement. Squirming all over the road. Houston has a lot of this groove pavement like this on the highways throughout the whole metro area. All of our highways here are concrete, so I guess they score them up like that to aid in rain dissipation and traction for car tires, but for motorcycles it causes a real issue. If the grooves went this way, perpendicular to travel instead of parallel to travel, it would probably be better, but they didn't ask me. Yeah, these tires just feel sketchy AF on groove pavement. I don't like them. It's got to be the tread pattern or something about them. They're just, I don't know, not ideal in my book. And yes, I'm being a left lane hog today, but there's nobody behind me. Through the Katy managed lanes back there behind me, the left lane is HOV, so you just stay in it. But out here on the main lanes, I don't like getting in the rightmost lanes because you got all these merges coming in and out, and people just make bonehead driving decisions and don't signal and just come flying across 4 or 5 lanes, and they're not looking for motorcyclists. Lane position, lane choice is very strategic here in this city. You've got to anticipate what's coming up and stay away from the problems proactively, not reactively. The other problem with a lot of these lanes here on I-10 and even 290 now, they've got these seams right in the middle of the lanes, and that's great for cars because you're straddling it, but on a motorcycle, if you're trying to stay in the middle of your lane to avoid cagers that are weaving around and not maintaining their own lanes, that puts you right in the middle of these seams, and these tires really don't like these seams. It head shakes and dances all over the place. It's very annoying. I don't notice that tendency at all with the Michelin Pilot and the Michelin Road tires. If it's a really deep rut or something like that, yeah, you'll feel it pull a little bit, but it doesn't track on those grooves and try to yank you around. Really like those Michelin Road series tires, man. They're good, good, good. I'll tell you, it's hot in this rain suit though. Pressure cooker. Temperatures high 80s right now and 100% humidity, and when you're boxing it in, go dude. You could have planned that so far ahead, and you're gonna make me stop on the highway, you jackass? Choose and go. Yeah, so these rain suits, man, they just bottle you up. It's like being in a pressure cooker. You end up almost as wet from sweat as you do from what the rain would have been. Just not quite as soaking. Get off your phone, jackass. Sitting there on the cell phone, I can see him in the side mirror, staring down into their lap instead of paying attention to the task at hand. Your job is piloting the machine, not around on your phone. I smell bread over here. Bread and yeast. There must be a bread place somewhere nearby. Just right up here at this junction, I guess. Very strong. It's always amazing the smells that you get when you're on a motorcycle. You don't notice it in the car so much. It's got to be really, really strong to notice it in a car. But on a motorcycle, you're out in the air, in the environment. Part of nature. You can smell people smoking pot in their cars. You know, it's wafting out through their windows and all kinds of stuff. Oh, I'd love to get out of this pressure suit. Oh, and I can't work the zipper with these gloves on. I need ventilation. It's quasi-souffle here in a little bit. Ooh, man, it's hot. Can't get it. Ah, almost had it. Oh, almost had it. Ah, dang it. It's quasi al dente via sous vide cooking. Boiling up in a bag. Yeah, looks like we got a lane closure. Yeah, jackass, that's why we're getting out of the lane. Go. Go. Be decisive. Another Audi bag. Speeding and driving like a reckless shit for no reason at all other than they're in an Audi. I wonder why that is. I wonder why Audi drivers tend to be such douchebags. And Tesla drivers. I know I'm going to piss some people off with that one, but Tesla drivers are some real traffic menaces around Houston here. God, just such douchebags. And I don't get it because those cars have got cameras everywhere. They got cameras inside, outside, all the way around. And some of them are on the Tesla insurance, which scores you, or you pay your premiums according to your driving habits. So it monitors acceleration, braking, cornering forces, and if you've got any close calls, they've got access to all that camera footage going into the Tesla video cloud storage stuff. So I don't know, man. They just tend to be douchebags. Very aggressive, very last-second maneuvers, and they can accelerate really fast, so they bully their way around in traffic, and just douchebags. No slow driving, or no steady driving, and no maintaining the flow. They're always rapid start, rapid stop, just whatever. Most of your Eurotrash drivers, BMW, Audi, all that, they're just aggressive shits no matter what. Porsche drivers, not so much. I guess Porsche drivers are a little bit calmer breed. They've paid a lot for those cars and they don't want to f them up. I totally get that. And that's a gross generalization, but it's pretty true. I mean, you get 4 out of 5 of them behaving that way. It sets a pretty strong stereotype. Hey, rear ABS kicked on there. Felt it bouncing on my foot. And that's actually the second time I felt it just this morning, coming down over that bridge to the stoplight a second ago. I felt the rear ABS kicking in. So that means these tires are not getting real good grip on wet pavement. Because I wasn't in the brake hard at all. I was just, you know, slowly decelerating, hit a tiny little bump, and the rear tire was skipping. So yeah, anywho, I'm here. I'm going to pick up my check, and I'm also going to illustrate a problem with the Hunter. One of my gripes. I'm not going to park here because of this gripe. I mentioned it when I first got the bike. The side stand does not allow the bike to lean over very far. So on this crowned road here, for example, the bike is right on the balance point. It's about to tip itself over. See, whoa, there it goes. So you could put it on the center stand, and everybody always says, oh, you just use the center stand. The center stand is not ideal for these kind of circumstances either, because you're tilted off balance, and the bike still is going to have a tendency to try to fall away, you know, inward or outward, depending on the lean of the road or the crown of the road. So, you know, traditional logic is you turn it in toward the curb, and you know, you angle it in, put your rear wheel against the curb, and that changes your angle relative to the slope, and you can do all that. Whatever. It would be immaterial if this side stand were about 1 inch shorter and allowed the bike to lean into the stand a little bit. So that's a problem, and I'm going to have that stand cut down. Just take off that nub down here at the bottom and bring it right up to the bottom of the little kick flip thing. So and the reason I'm not going to angle it in, you know, ass toward the curb, is this is a very narrow road, and somebody's going to come flying through here and clip the bike. So, you know, we're not San Francisco, where everybody's used to seeing bikes parked diagonally and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going to park up here where I can get a little flatter spot. Another instance where the center stand is not a good solution is when I'm out moto camping and stuff like that. The soft surfaces, especially if you're in soft sand or mud, you know, it's been raining or whatever, you don't want to be on the center stand, because you've got two very narrow points of contact on the ground where all the weight is driving in. And if you're in soft surfaces, or that become soft because of rain, you're going to sink, and you'll wake up in the morning and the bike's going to be lopped over on its side. Ask me how I know. So it's actually better to be parked on a side stand in those cases, because you're distributing the weight over three much larger points, and you just get a stone or a, you know, kickstand puck or something like that to put under your center stand or your side stand. So you got better weight distribution, and the bike is not going to get bothered by wind or soft ground or anything like that as much, because it's triangulated. So anyway, long story short, center stand is not always the answer to your problems. All right, off I go. I've got this terrible bloating and gout problem going on. I took off the rain suit, rolled it up, and shoved it inside my other jacket. And man, let me tell you, this is one big honking rain suit to try to stuff inside of another jacket. But I don't want to just discard it and leave it somewhere. I need it. I'll need it later. I don't need it right now. It's not raining right now, and it's too friggin' hot to be wearing it if it's not raining. And I need to put my phone on here before it goes walkabout bye-bye out of my pocket. Oh yeah, this is it's going to be a sweat fest. That's why I usually like carrying the smaller rain suits, because when I don't need them, even if I don't have panniers or tail bag or something like that on the bike, I can just roll them up and shove them inside my jacket and keep them safe for later use. This thing, it's a monster. Same goes with that Nelson rig two-piece. It's pretty onerous. It's big, bulky. If you want to roll it up and shove it inside of something else, it takes a little bit of room. Turning radius on this bike is so good. It's got such a sharp steering angle to it, lock to lock. Man, you can really turn this thing around on a dime. It's great. Feels a lot like my Yamaha XT in that respect. Super tight turning circle. The XT, man, you can almost turn it around pirouette on the rear wheel, you know, if you're backing it up. It's crazy, crazy tight. And it looks like I might ride into some more rain, which is going to be suboptimal. The other drawback about this Tourmaster suit is the leg openings don't unzip far enough on the sides to put it on when you're wearing your boots. So usually I have to pull the boots off to get the legs on and off. So if I'm standing on the side of the road doing the chicken dance trying to get into my suit at the last minute, it's just one more complication. Whee! That got me out of the seat. Ew, bumpy, bumpy. Rear suspension needs to be upgraded on this bike. That is the one common theme for all the reviewers and owners, is the rear shocks are way stiff. I've been leaving everything alone, obviously, for the first 1,000 miles or so, you know, hoping that everything was going to settle in and loosen up a little bit, but the rear shocks don't feel like they're loosening up at all. I haven't done the zip tie test on them to see if they're using all of the stroke in the piston rod, but it doesn't feel like they're bottoming out. It feels like they're just sprung really, really tight. A few of the comments that I'd gotten back and some of the reviews that I read said to jack up the preload to the 3rd or 4th position, which makes the shock even, you know, less compliant because you got higher spring pressure. But they say that eliminates some of the pogo stick feel. I don't know. I've got mine up on 2 right now, and it can be pretty teeth jarring over some of these pavement seams. Yeah, there's the bread. There's a bread factory around here somewhere. Ugh. I'll probably put a set of YSS shocks on here. Been looking at a couple of different brands. There's Hagon and a bunch of the others that are real common in the European markets. So I don't know, I could do that. Ooh, hey, bus out of nowhere. There are several brands that are popular. They're just not distributed here. That's going to be mail order out of the UK from Hitchcock's or from wherever. And you know, the same would be true of the YSS. I would have to order those from Thailand or from WeBike Japan or something like that. I've used YSS in the past. They're very good. Kind of mid-range or low mid-range shocks. They're not high-end shocks, not like Olin's or Scott or any of those, but they're pretty good. What I want to do is get some shocks that are damping adjustable, not just spring load adjustable. Yeah, it looks like I might get wet. Screw it, I'll just get wet. I don't feel like stopping and putting on the Minion suit again. No, of course you're not going to let me go. You're going to be a dick and speed up just to block. Because you've got nowhere else to go except to sit at that red light. But by God, you're going to be in front, whatever it takes, huh? Douchebags. Yeah, there's the rain. I'm getting wet already. I'm just going to be wet. I don't care. I'll have one spot that's not wet, right where the rain suit is rolled up inside my jacket. The front of my shirt should stay somewhat dry. Of course, I'm sweating against it, so it's really... net result is the same. Ooh, the Powerball is off the charts again. I haven't even checked it in a while. I'm not a gambler, but whenever it gets that big, I'll play it. $999 million. So it must be over. It's a billion something apparently. I might throw my 10 bucks or 20 bucks in the pot. Why not? Can't win if you don't play, right? I don't think those things are actually paid out to individuals. I don't know, that's a little conspiracy theory of mine that I've had in my head for a long time. When those pots get that big, I think that they are probably allocated in the back end somewhere to corporations or other stuff. I don't think all those drawings are on the up and up. When they were physical drawings and you could watch the ping pong balls, you know, rising out of the air hopper, then I could believe it. But when it's all digital, they can f around with those numbers any way they want and just find a number that has not been printed by somebody physically and assign it to somebody, you know. I don't think those are real. I really don't. So my trip F meter, which is it flips over automatically when you go into reserve. It tells you how far you've gone into trip. I've already gone 31.3 miles into trip, or into reserve right now, so I should have another 50 miles, maybe, something like that. I'll stop and get gas on the way out from work today. I could stop here at this Shell, but this Shell is always about 30 or 40 cents higher than everybody else, so I'll skip that. Thank you very little. Any of these stations right here off of I-10, the prices are always jacked up. Blah, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. Have I mentioned yet that it's hot? Whew, it's hot. Ooh, buddy, is it hot. Alright everybody, welcome back to the day. It's about 4 o'clock, quitting time, and I'm headed back out. I ditched my rain suit. I left it there at the client's office because I don't really need it. Going back today, the rain has kind of blown out, it looks like, on the radar, so I don't want to carry that pressure cooker with me if I don't need it. So I'm going to stop by a fuel station up here and fill this up. I think I could make it home in plenty of miles, but I'm still learning this thing's reserve range. This is my third full tank through it, so the last few times I filled it up, when it got down to the flashing bar there, I still had a gallon of fuel left in the tank, so I should have quite a bit left in here. These stations are too expensive. I'm going to go to something a little cheaper down that way and see what I get. Hell, it's only 16 miles. What do you think? Should I push it? Push my luck? I think I'm gonna. I'm just gonna ride it home. See how low I can get it. I don't have a reserve fuel bottle with me though, so if I screw up, I'm definitely pushing. Oh, that's right. I've got my toll tag. I can jump up in the HOV today. Keep forgetting. Okay, these tires are just dancing left, right, left, right, left, right on these grooves. I really don't like these tires. Luckily, I'll be replacing them soon. I can do the front wheel right away, and that's already waiting for me over at Cycle Gear. It's going to be a little funny to have different front and rear on here, but oh shit, I think I'm running out of gas. It just kind of leaned out for a second there. I'm going to have to be real careful here. Yep, I'm running out of gas. Shit. Just ran out of gas. That sucks. I'm going to stop here because if I get in that section, there's nowhere to stop. Crap. Well, it's always an adventure.